Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and the 31st coffee stream. And I hope everyone is having a great day today. I've got a whole bunch of news from the wonderful Gun Fox, and there's a couple from Nico as well there. So we've got some wonderful. We've got a lot of different varieties to cover, and I found a blind news story too that we'll read. So we've got lots of different stories to cover. But before we do that, I actually had kind of a listen and believe story that happened to my kid yesterday. So I will share that with you right now. He was accused of punching a girl in the stomach twice. So that was a fun thing that I had to figure out. He's 4, and the teacher or the parent came to me instead of to the teacher, which is you're not supposed to do that anymore, because too many parents get really pissed off when other parents accuse their kids of things, and things can get violent. I don't get it, like parents with the "not my child" thing. So yeah, I had to work out what happened, and apparently it was a personal space issue, because they're teaching that in school now, personal space. But this mom was like, "Your son punched my daughter in the stomach twice, and I'm going to the teacher to talk about it right now." So that was a hard one, because nobody saw what happened. And I didn't want to let him get away with putting his hands on somebody if he had, but I also know my kid, and I know that he wouldn't just randomly punch people in the stomach. So that was a hard one. We figured it out that he was just putting his hand out. The teacher was like, the teacher and I spoke this morning, and she was like, I think that he was just putting his hand out to say, please back up a little bit. Because 4-year-olds say one thing and they mean another. Yeah, your son hit my daughter. Okay, what did she do? I didn't ask that. I was actually, I was more worried because he has been misbehaving a lot. So I was more worried that he had lost control and had actually done something. So I took him right home, and he didn't get very much privilege last night. Like, because even when he admitted to pushing the girl out of his space, I was told as a kid, if someone hits you, you hit back harder. Yeah, that's what I was told too. So I basically had to tell him, you don't put your hands on people if they're just in your space. You got to freaking tell people to back up. You can't just be putting your hands on people. But it was very frustrating because it was just right out of the blue, and I had the feeling she wanted me to go back with her to talk to the teacher and cause all this drama. It was hard, because I don't want to be one of those parents that lets their kids get away with shit if they do something wrong, but I also don't want to jump to the conclusion that they did do something wrong just because somebody says, your son punched my daughter. That kind of felt like a listen and believe type of deal, because she didn't tell the teacher, she told her mom after. If I got hit or attacked as a short kid, I hulked out. So did my best friend. She was fucking terrifying if you pissed her off. She still is fucking terrifying if you piss her off. Don't piss her off. Never piss off the small ones. Seriously. The small ones are the ones you gotta worry about. That's just my opinion. The small ones are the ones you gotta worry about. So that was my little interesting adventure with my son yesterday. Because I don't, in this day and age of listen and believe and all this crap, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but I also don't want to let him skate if he's fucked up. Do you know what I mean? And it's a hard balance to walk. It's a very hard balance to walk, especially when there's been no witnesses. Never piss off the quiet ones, to be honest, says Hog Silk. I agree. I completely agree with that. Absolutely. So, everyone, now that story is out of the way, let's say good morning to Chet. Good morning to Jesse to Fennec Fox. Good morning to Hog Silk. Good morning to Zachlon B. Good morning to Gun Fox. Let's see, is there anyone else? Oh, yes, hello, Opinionated Scotsman. We have lots of news to cover today that I have sent to myself in the Twitter DMs. Lots of it comes from our good friend Gun Fox and the wonderful Discord channel. And I've dug up a nice little story about blind people and their guide dogs today. So that should be interesting. So we've got lots of fun news to cover. Oh my goodness, stop yawning. You just woke up and you have coffee. Okay. Fox News has decided that Kepler is an alien hunter because the headline for this says, NASA's alien hunter has gone dark and no one knows why. This was sent to us by Nico in the Discord server. But yes, apparently Kepler is an alien hunter, not an exoplanet hunter. I'm hoping that's a clickbait title and that Fox News did their fucking research. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. Sounds like you need more beauty sleep, BP. Yeah. I could sleep forever and still be tired. It's that stupid non-24 hour. Stupid. Yeah.
Heading level 1. NASA's alien hunter has gone dark and scientists aren't sure why. You are by link. Chris Cyaxa.
Chris Cyaxa? Link.
Vertical line Fox. Link. Foot link. Comments. Link.
Is he the Fox News' Chris Cillizza? Hi, Robert Burke. Not too late. I'm not saying aliens, but aliens, says Straight Sith Mail. Yeah, I know, right? I have been awake since about this time yesterday. Don't talk about sleep. Oh, damn. MSM doing research? Nah. Yeah, I know, right?
Frame. Heading level 4. Link. NASA's alien hunter has heading left. NASA's Kepler Space Telescope has mysteriously gone dark and scientists are trying to understand what malfunctioned. Link. NASA's alien hunting Kepler Space Telescope has suffered another malfunction, with the spacecraft returning to sleep mode just days after it sent information from its latest campaign back to Earth.
It's not alien hunting, you fucktard. It's exoplanet hunting. Unless you want to call looking for the second Earth alien hunting, But it's not. It's planet hunting. Welcome, kids. Beer's in the fridge. Show Jesse your ID first. That's awesome. But seriously, Kepler is not looking for aliens. It's looking for exoplanets. And yes, it is looking for exoplanets that are Earth-like. However, that is not a planet is not an alien. Fox News.
Following a successful return of data from the last observation campaign, the Kepler team commanded the spacecraft into position to begin collecting data for its next campaign, NASA said on its You are currently on link website. On Friday, October 19th, during a regularly scheduled spacecraft contact using NASA's Deep Space Network, the team learned that the spacecraft had transitioned to its no-fuel use sleep mode. The Kepler team is currently assessing the cause and evaluating possible next steps. You are currently on October 15th, NASA was able to download information from its latest observation campaign, Campaign 19, noting it was monitoring the spacecraft and will provide more information when its status has been fully assessed. You link Planet 9 and 6 other baffling space mysteries site. On August 29th, Kepler began collecting data for its 19th campaign, though the government space agency said on September 5th it had modified the craft's configuration due to unusual behavior exhibited by one of the thrusters, adding that it was unsure how much fuel remained. NASA also said that Kepler's pointing performance was degraded. You are
Okay. So it's dying. It's been up since 2009. Kepler has discovered alien world hunter, I guess, says Zachlon B. Yeah, I guess. Shh, I'm hunting planets. That's funny. Oh, my nap was great before work. And after yesterday, 14 hours of work, I just crashed after Cog's live stream. I don't doubt it.
At the time, NASA said it was continuing to monitor the health and performance of Kepler. Over the years, Kepler has suffered greatly. It has even survived many potential knockouts during its 9 years in flight, from mechanical failures to being blasted by cosmic rays, NASA noted. Even though Kepler has endured several setbacks in recent months, it has been an unquestioned success for NASA, having flown in space for 9 years, surpassing the initial estimate of just 1 year. During that time, the link $600 million spacecraft has discovered a great number of exoplanets, including link Wolf 503b, which is described as twice the size of Earth and is 145 light years away from our planet. You are current.
Yes, planets. It has discovered planets. It has not discovered aliens. It is not an alien hunter. Well, unless I got my days mixed up. 2 shows tonight. Oh. Oh, snap, I'm late, says Simply Speaking. Not too late. Only 14 or 15 minutes. Not a big deal. You missed me yelling at Fox News that Kepler's not an alien hunter. It's a planet hunter. But it ain't looking for Superman. Yeah. That's true.
In December 2017, experts harnessed machine learning technology from Google to spot another link exoplanet Kepler 9 in the link exoplanet Kepler 90I. This hot, rocky planet circles Kepler 90, a sun-like star 2,545 light years from Earth. Link Planet 9 may exist, but IT might be hot. In total, Kepler has discovered more than 2,650 confirmed planets over its lifespan, according to link space.com. Period. Kepler is slated to be replaced by the Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, TESS, which left Earth. Link on April 18th on board a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. You are
Yeah, I can't wait to see what TESS will do. Kepler's done a lot of good work, but I think it's time that Kepler be retired. Nobody thought it was going to find almost 3,000 exoplanets. So it's done some phenomenal work, and I think it's time to retire it. I don't know what they're going to do with it or how they're going to bring it back, or if they're just going to leave it up there as space junk. Sweet, so you were just killing time until I got here, right? X-Files, says Jesse. Yeah. I finished the bottle. Planet 9 doesn't exist unless you count Pluto. They're looking, they think they found something called a goblin planet, or that's what they're calling it. It takes 40,000 years to orbit the sun, apparently. Space junk is going to cause so many issues, says Hog Silk. It really is. It already has.
In September, TESS found its first alien planet, HD 39091, located approximately 59.5 light years from Earth and has been dubbed. Link. An evaporating super link. An evaporating super Earth. Fox News James Rogers contributed to this story.
An evaporating super Earth. I wonder if that means it's a water world. Goblin. Ooh, a labyrinth planet. Yeah. Man, it really kills upload speed when listening to someone else. Yeah. Hi, Churchy. Pluto don't count and Goblin is too small, but there is a large evidence that there is gravitational evidence that there is a planet 9. There's gravitational evidence that there is a large planet 9. Sorry. So that's that story about Kepler, the alien hunter. And here's another space story. NASA saw something come out of a black hole for the first time ever, which is kind of cool, unless it was a gamma ray burster, in which case, let's hope it wasn't pointed this way, or it was too far away. So let's get to this story here. Okay. Here we go.
You are currently on heading level 1. NASA saw something come out of a black hole for the first time ever. Visit it. Link. 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 Image. You don't have to know a whole lot about science to know that black holes normally suck things in, not spew things out. But NASA detected something mighty bizarre at the supermassive black hole Markarian 335. 2 of NASA's space telescopes, including the Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array, NUSTER, amazingly observed a black hole's corona launched away from the supermassive black hole.
So it swallowed something. It was aliens. Pluto counts like Scotland counts as a country. Oh, ouch. Another news bomb for tomorrow. LOL. Yep, it was aliens. Sounds like it spit it out. That's the thing. When a black hole swallows things, it does. There are 2 beams of light. There's because I am a huge space nerd. I love fucking watching anything about black holes or stars or anything. So when something falls into the black hole, it doesn't, like, not everything will fall into the accretion disk, and some of it will actually be spat back out. And looks like that's what looks like NASA's actually seen.
Link. Image. DD. A swift _3. Frame. Then an enormous pulse of X-ray energy spewed out. This kind of phenomenon. A swift link. Image. DDDJPG. A swift _3. Frame. Then an enormous pulse of X-ray energy spewed out. This kind of phenomena has never been observed before.
It's never been observed, but physicists and astrophysicists will tell you that that's what can happen. The black hole destroys the object and uses its mass to add to the center of it. Yeah.
Link. Image. PK, this is the first time we have been able to link the launching of the corona to a flare. This will help us comprehend how supermassive black holes power some of the brightest objects in the cosmos. Dan Wilkins, of St. Mary's University, said, "This is one of the most important discoveries so far." A Swift_4, Nuster's principal investigator, Fiona Harrison, noted that the nature of the energetic source was enigmatic, but added that the capability to in fact record the event should have provided some clues about the black hole size and structure, along with, hopefully, some fresh info on how black holes work. Fortunately for us, this black hole is still 324 million light years away.
Oh, good. I was gonna say, that X-ray, if it was close enough, that's good that it was far away. Sorry I'm late. I have to get ready for boxing lessons today. Don't be worried. Don't worry about it.
Link image black hole. So no matter what bizarre things it was doing, it shouldn't have any effect on our corner of the cosmos.
It shouldn't. No.
A Swift_5 link image 107. While we like to think we have a fairly good understanding of space, much of what we count as knowledge is just theory which has yet to be disproved. So it looks like some textbooks will need to be rewritten. And while this particular supermassive black hole is 324 million light years away, I'm not taking any chances. Tags. You are currently
What are you gonna do
inside of web content?
What are you gonna do? What? You're not taking any chances. What the fuck are you gonna do about a black hole spewing X-rays? What? Seriously. I'm not taking any chances. Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking do what Adam West did and send a letter to the fucking asteroid in the sky? Put a fishbowl on your head and rock it to the fucking... What a stupid thing to say. And I'm going to save the guide dog one for last. Well, blind press, if those gamma rays hit the Earth, it won't matter if you're on the ground or 15 miles underground. You are not wrong, Gunfox. Supermassive black holes is a Muse sun, yeah. If aliens show up, that does not mean they come in peace. No. I would highly doubt that if aliens show up, that they're going to be like the Vulcans. They're probably going to be more like the Independence Day aliens. Damn, that's a loud squirrel outside my window. In migrant caravan, weary parents cite kids as motivation. Okay, so you're going to use your children as reasons for coming into the States. Why are kids always pawns? Like, why do you have to use children? Seriously. Like, before we get into this story, why is it always kids that are used? It's freaking kids that are being used in this shit. It's kids that are being used in those commercials for the starving people in Africa. It's kids that are being used for the bad water. Like, why? As a parent, don't you want more for your children than to just be pawns in political schemes? Nope. It's going to be like Mars Attacks, like the Mars Attacks aliens, where a dump sets them off, and we're going to annihilate them all. We come in peace. It's like puppies. You look at them and you go, "Oh, yeah." It's a coward's tactic to use children, says Straight Cis Male. I agree. Kids as pawns is a very sick method. Play on the heartstrings, BB. That's why I'm a heartless bastard. Fair enough. Fair enough. This is by Mark Stevenson.
You are currently yesterday. Link. 8. Tuxtla, Mexico. AP. As thousands of Central American migrants renewed their trek Wednesday through Mexico toward the hoped-for, but still far distant U.S. border, the physical toll was beginning to show in sickness and exhaustion, especially among the children toddling along, being pushed in strollers or carried in the arms of adults. And for their parents, it was their hope for their children's futures, and fears of what could happen to them back home in gang-dominated Honduras, that were the main motivation for deciding to leave in the first place.
Then you fucking apply legally, and you get your children out of there legally. You don't fucking take them in caravans where people are throwing rocks at riot police and acting like they're fucking invading a different country. If you care about your kids, you'll do things legally to get them out. Makes it easier to get their way. What's the percentage of men in this caravan, I wonder? It's a pretty big percentage. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's a large percentage.
Third party ad, they can't be alone. There's always danger, said Ludin Jiran, a Honduran street vendor making the difficult journey with her 3 young children. When gang members see a pretty girl, they want her for themselves. If they see a boy, they want to get him into drugs.
Yes, because that never happens in the States. There aren't gangs in the States, there aren't rapists in the States, and there aren't drug dealers in the States. Military age males, BP, yeah. I don't know. This will not end well, says Jesse. No, it won't. And it's sad that there are so many kids there that have to fucking be in the middle of this crap.
And it is well known that refusing either can be deadly. Honduras has a homicide rate of about 43 per 100,000 inhabitants, one of the highest in the world for any country not in open war. You are currently on a text element.
Then perhaps they should do something to fix that. It's not the other. It sucks. It really sucks that that's happening, and it's not like there aren't legal channels you can go through to get into different countries. But this is not the way to go about it, and you're putting your kids in just as much danger by doing this as you are by what you call staying back at home.
On Wednesday, Jiran was crammed with her children, 3-year-olds Justin and Nicole, and 5-year-old Astrid into the seat of a motorcycle taxi meant for only 2 passengers. Also perched in the perilously overcrowded motorbike were Rihanna Esperanza Espinosa and her 11-year-old daughter, Elsa Araceli.
How is that better? What if you had all crashed and died? America is not for you illegals. Hello, Skeptalk. This is just, how can you do this to your kids? How can you look them in the eye and say that this is better than than going through legal channels? It's going to take longer. Yeah, going through legal channels will take longer. But your fucking children are in danger in this thing. Central and South America are third world nations. They can easily go to Mexico and live there. The US cannot handle any more third world people. No. Not just that, the worst part of this is that they actual spit in the face of actual legal immigrants. They do. They could be not third world if they made some effort, says Jesse. Yeah.
Espinosa, a tortilla maker from Cortez, Honduras, said there was no work back home and that's why we decided to come here, to give a better future for our children.
So you're economic migrants. So what the fuck business do you have acting like refugees?
Link. 800. As a column of migrants on foot trek past, about half a dozen Mexican minibuses were pulled over near the town of Esquintla at a police roadblock. Officers ordered all Central Americans removed from the vehicles, even though they had paid their fares. You are currently
They're not there legally. It doesn't matter if they paid their fucking fare.
Minibus driver Johnny Morales Castellanos said police told him the insurance doesn't cover them because they're foreigners.
Yes! Exactly. That doesn't cover them because they're foreigners. Deal with it. But they are all doctors and astrophysicists. We need them to teach in our universities, says Skep. Mexico doesn't want them, says Jesse. I wouldn't blame them. See ya, Gun Fox. Have a good day at work. They would only send their best. Yep.
It was not immediately clear if the tactic was part of a broader effort to restrict the caravan's progress. The migrants were not detained but had to continue the journey on foot in 90-degree heat, unless they could find another ride. Such caravans have taken place regularly, if on a smaller scale, over the years, but U.S. President Donald Trump has seized on the phenomenon this year and made it a rallying call for his Republican base ahead of November 6th midterm elections.
Because you have a fucking legion of people coming into the fucking country. Quite literally, you have a fucking army coming through this fucking border. You've got up to 7,000 people now. That is not a small number. Like, the US has a big population, but could you imagine a country like Canada with 35 million people just suddenly having 7,000 new people just randomly coming into the country? Like, this is not how this works. The Foreign Legion. Yes. Like, it's ridiculous.
Trump has blamed Democrats for what he said were weak immigration laws and claimed that MS-13 gang members and unknown Middle Easterners were hiding among the migrants. He later acknowledged there was no proof of the claim Middle Easterners were in the crowd, but he tweeted Wednesday that the U.S. will never accept people coming into our country illegally. You are
And what's wrong with that? What is wrong with saying we won't accept illegal immigrants? What the fuck is wrong with that? Every country has a right to say, no, you can't come in here illegally. Why is that wrong? It happens in Europe all the time, and it failed. Yep. A few days ago, I was saying that the riot police needed to have, or I was saying to deploy the guard with rubber bullets. Then I saw what they did to the Mexican police. Make it live ammo. Yeah. Europe makes me sad, says Jesse. Churchy says 7,000 people without jobs, skills, that don't know English, and refuse to assimilate. Yeah. Orange man bad. Oh. Twitter? I just got a Twitter notification. Oh shit! Skep doesn't have a wrench? What the hell? Skep, how do you not have a wrench? Let's fix that. How does Skeptalk not have a wrench? Stupid. This is what happens when you have the idea that globalism is a good idea. Yeah. I don't know. This isn't a wrench in the state, though. No problem, Skep. Ship them all to Syria or China. He has a wrench now. Yep. Hi, Tarkata. Why does Skep need a wrench is the question. Don't oppress me, Skep. No, I trust Skep with the wrench. He's a good boy.
Frame. Associated Press. The migrants set out before dawn Wednesday from the far southern Mexican city of Huixtla, hoping to trek another 45 miles to the town of Mapastepec. That would still leave them at least 1,000 miles from the nearest U.S. border crossing at McAllen, Texas, and possibly twice as far away if they head to the Tijuana-San Diego crossing. You are current.
Well, they might have better chances getting through TJ and San Diego. If they go through San Diego, they'll have all the SJWs to back them up.
Another smaller caravan earlier this year dwindled greatly as it passed through Mexico, with only about 200 making it to the California border. Those who do make it into the U.S. face a hard time being allowed to stay. U.S. authorities do not consider poverty, which many cite as a reason for migrating, in processing asylum applications.
No, they shouldn't, because you're an economic migrant. You don't need asylum from poverty. You need asylum from war. Or fuck you. Fuck off. Ha ha, Hawk Silk. Let's not forget my state, New Mexico, which happens to be a sanctuary state. I hate the politics here, says Straight Sith Male. Ugh. We will not be oppressed by the wrench overlords. Oh no! That kind of stupidity is so obvious it's frustrating to listen to. It really is. They could ask for asylum in Mexico, but they won't. No. Chat, I've been hit.
The size of this caravan, estimated by the United Nations at more than 7,000 strong, appeared basically undiminished as the migrants got their start in darkness cut by occasional flashlights or the spotlights of police escorting them. Link image. Still, day after day on the road had clearly worn on the migrants.
Then they shouldn't be going. Oh my god. Why? Why? You know what? Fine, let it wear on them. They made that choice. I was ambushed. No, I the reason I give out wrenches like that is because while I'm trying to grow my channel, I'm trying to get people who, you know, who watch quite often and whatever, to have wrenches so that if some craziness happens, that I have people who I can trust that will not let crazy shit happen. But a good. How is asylum in Mexico materially different from living in Honduras? I don't know. We'll give you. And Jesse. Does Jesse have one? No, Jesse doesn't. Why does Jesse not have one? Yeah, see, I'm for free speech too. I mean, like crazy shit, like you said, doxing. Doxing is one of those things that I was talking about, like crazy shit, because I don't like when people time people out for just saying shit, but like doxing or stuff like that. That's what I meant by crazy shit.
Rosa Duvin of Cafradia Cortez, Honduras, pushed her baby son and nephew, both named Daniel, in a rickety donated baby carriage over the potholed road at 5 a.m. This thing is going to die, she said, pointing to a wobbly back wheel. Still, she vowed to keep going. You are...
Okay, I'm done. I can't read this anymore. You're putting your kids in danger by putting them in rickety donated fucking strollers to take them across a border that you have no business going across. Fuck that. Fuck this. Okay, I just read a part of the story about a mom dragging her baby who's got a fucking fever around with her. So fuck this bitch. Fuck it, fuck her. Fuck this. I'm done. Done reading that story now. Here's the story about the blind guide dog user. A nephew, Daniel, and her son, Daniel. Yeah. Nobody is asking the question, why is this March North happening now? It's the elections. So who's behind it? Maybe Soros? Maybe. I think Gunfox just likes making BP mad. Some people shouldn't be allowed to be parents. No, I agree. Hi, Jacob Neville. You're about 40 minutes late, but we've got till 11:20, so you haven't missed everything. Plea to park safely to help guide dogs and their owners.
October 18th, 2018. Elapsed. Media caption pause for page 06 media
And
caption.
this is called, the media caption says pause for thought. Pause spelled P-A-W-S. Because of course. Yes, Jacob, stand in the corner.
Page 06, page 4 VLH. Pause for thought. Media caption. Pause for thought. Guide dogs have to navigate. Pause for thought. Guide dogs have to navigate around vehicles parking on the pavement. End of media caption. Pause for thought. Motorists parking their cars across pavements are causing serious issues for people with impaired vision.
Wait, parking their vehicles across pavements. So does that mean parking their vehicles on the street? Because if there's street parking and you're allowed to park on the street, then you should be able to park on the street. Are they saying pavement meaning like sidewalk, pavement meaning street? Like, that is not English. It's not even English. Ooh, pause. I see what they did there. Yeah, I know, right? Yes, I did hear they were calling them the MAGA bomber. Yeah. Sidewalks. So yes, so sidewalks. Okay, so they mean the sidewalk. Okay. So why would they park on sidewalks?
Guide dogs are trained to combat poor parking by guiding their owners off curb as a last resort, but it means there is a risk from passing cars. Cyan Healy, 52, from Cardiff, said people parking on pavements had caused her enormous amounts of anxiety. You are currently on it.
Okay. You don't. It's annoying. It sucks. I've had to go down on the road with my stroller because of cars on the sidewalk. But to say it causes you enormous amounts of anxiety, I wouldn't necessarily say that it causes a lot of, like, I wouldn't say it causes enormous anxiety. Pavements, yep, they mean sidewalks. Okay. So I don't think it would, like, it would be annoying, and yes, people shouldn't be parking on sidewalks. I've gotten into this like I've gotten annoyed. But to say that it causes you enormous anxiety, it kind of sounds like you're playing it up a little bit, I have to say.
Though she now relies on her guide dog Yuri, it can still be scary to walk to the bus stop. You are currently on a text element.
It's scary to walk to the. How many cars are parked on the sidewalk? Is it all of them? Do you have to walk in the street? Why is it scary to walk to your bus stop? If it's scary to walk to your bus stop, then perhaps you are having other mental health issues and you have other anxieties that don't stem from your blindness. Why are you scared of walking to your bus stop? Did you lose your sight later on in life and you're still getting used to it? Like, what are we not seeing here? Because let me tell you, not every blind person thinks it's scary to walk to the bus stop. It's annoying, but that's why I have a dog, so he guides me. Yeah, Michelle, would you say that having to get around cars parked on the sidewalk is cause for enormous anxiety, or would it just be an annoyance? It's an annoying thing, but it's not an anxiety level thing by any means. This is either playing it up or being a snowflake. It's in Cardiff, which is in Wales. Okay. I have a I have a big problem with a lot of newspapers that when blind people try and go to the newspaper to do things like this, either the blind person will allow it to be played up, or the writer will go, and when they're writing their actual report, they'll just play it up and play on the heartstrings. Because I did some stuff for newspapers, and it tends to be pretty cringy. Special snowflake syndrome. I agree.
Image caption Cyan Healy with guide dog Yuri. Image copy BBC Wales. Image caption Cyan Healy with her guide dog Yuri. End of image. It causes an enormous amount of anxiety because you don't know. End of. It causes an enormous amount of anxiety because you don't know which way to go or which is the best course of action. She said, "I have to trust the dog."
How do you not know which way to go? Do you not know where you're fucking walking? You're just going around a fucking car. You're not being spun in a circle with your ears covered and then being told, go. How can you not know which way you're going when you're just going around a car? What kind of orientation and mobility skills do you have that you're just like, oh, I just rely on my dog to tell me where to go? You still need to know where the fuck you're going. No, I get more nervous learning new routes. But people are, well, shits. That's why I have a guide dog and a stick. Yeah. Well, yeah, we know how the media likes to quote unquote embellish. Yes. Sadly, to get stuff done from the government, you have to act dumber than you really are. Yeah, you do. But seriously, how can you not know where to go if you're just going around a car? You need to be fucking, you need to know your route. You can't just be like even when I'm doing a new route, I have my phone with, it's called Blind Square, which is a mapping thing. It speaks to you and it interacts with Google Maps and stuff, and it's like a GPS for blind people. First lesson, the dog is like a tool, like a map system. You need to know how to use the tool, and you still need to know where to go. Yes. This article makes it seem like people can't brain. It does. Well, to be fair, some can't think, hence the NPC meme. True.
When I was a cane user, I was too nervous to go out. It was too scary to even go to the bus stop. You are currently on a text element.
Then you have other issues than blindness. Stop making it seem like blind people are all fucking like this, okay? I'm sorry if you have anxiety that makes it so you can't leave the house. I had anxiety that crippled me after my car accident, and I was stuck in my apartment for a while. But did I ever say that it was because of my blindness or no. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop letting this freaking people just make you live in fear of everything. How are you supposed to do that? I hate those I speak for all with my sort of disability types. I agree, Jesse. Oh, angry BP. I like. Yes, it's fucking when I was a cane user, I was too scared. It was too scary to go to the bus stop. Well, then you know what? Fucking stay inside. I'm sorry, but like you can't just hide because you have to use a cane. You can't let people being stupid and parking on sidewalks keep you inside. Stop it. Get help. Yes, so simply, exactly, simply speaking. Also, you can get an aid. Yeah. Most people cannot or will not think. Trudeau is proof that you don't need to have a brain. Yeah. We had kids in my school being babied by mommy and papa, being taken to school every day. My mom kicked me out and said, go figure it out for myself. My mom drove after me for the first few times, but I never knew. Yeah. Forcing yourself to go out and do things makes you feel better in the long run. It does. I can't tell my right or left when walking. Sweetheart, that's an antique desk. Please don't break it. Okay. Hi, Jean-Pierre. Not yet, Jean-Pierre. When I actually, I'm going to be doing after I record my audio for the next video. I'm going to look into applying to a couple of the schools because I think all the applications are online now. Pincalo, everyone's finding that very amusing. Pincalo, you are awesome with blind. He really is.
List 2 items. Black square. Bullet 1 of 2. Link. The day I went blind and thought my life had ended.
The day I went blind and thought my life had ended? Oh, please tell me this is a blog.
Press link. The day I went blind and thought my life had ended. The day I went blind.
I need to check
The day
this
I went
out.
blind. 86% load. 89% loaded. Not. Suspect package found at De Niro. Link. Health. Heading. Suspect package found at De Niro. Red. Suspect package found at. Link. Heading level 1. Collapse. Heading level 1. The day I went blind and thought my life had ended. August 4th, 2018.
This is okay. So this is from August of this year.
Collapsed. Image caption. Mr. Ricketts has now regained 20% of his vision and spends a lot of time in his workshop. Figure. Stephen Ricketts. Image. Image copy. Ray Hobbs. Image caption. Mr. Ricketts has now regained 20% of his vision and spends a lot of time in his workshop. End of image. After suffering a crippling headache at work, Stephen Ricketts somehow managed to drive home but woke up the next morning totally blind. He thought his life had ended, turned to alcohol, told his wife to leave him and was on the verge of suicide.
Why? I know that it's a lot harder to lose your sight as an adult. But seriously. Yep, sound like you need happy pills. Jeez. Oh, Jesse says, I wonder if this is a troll. It's getting harder to detect trolls in Pose, isn't it? It is. Sounds like a mental case. Yeah, you know what? Fucking, I get that it can be terrifying to lose your sight when you're an adult, but to frickin' tell your wife to leave you and to turn to the alcohol bottle and to try and kill yourself right away? Really? What excuse were you looking for? What excuse were you looking for to do this? You just turn to the bottle and then you're like, seriously? Fuck that.
Mr. Ricketts could not do anything for himself and would put peaches on toast, mistakenly thinking they were beans.
Okay, are you a fucking retard? Peaches on toast because you thought there were beans? Was your nose broken? Beans and peaches smell nothing like each other, whether you're sighted or blind. Come on. Michelle says, if that is how he deals with problems, how was he before he went blind? Yeah. Well, to be honest, I'd probably want to die if I lost my arm. I only have one now. See, but would you act like... No, it's not from The Onion. This was linked on the same article. Let me see. Where's this from?
New tab bar. New vertical splitter. The day I went blind and thought my life had ended. BBC News.
BBC News. This is from BBC News. Canned peaches versus canned beans. Yes, but when you open the cans, they smell completely different. And usually you need a can opener for a bean can, and peaches have the ring that you pull. So the cans feel different. I don't want to be a burden. See, that I don't want to be a burden or a vegetable. You know what? That I understand. But if you wake up one day and you've got a headache and you go blind and your answer is, I'm going to die in a bottle and I'm going to tell my loved ones to leave me and I'm not even going to try when I'm still able to walk, talk, move my arms, speak, hear. Peaches is not bad on toast, though. No, I know. This guy's got no self-esteem. He's got no way to build himself. Yeah. Peaches, yeah, I read that. Glad I don't pay the license fee for the BBC. Yeah. If I cut the name out, if I cut the Mr. out as Ricketts alcoholism. And beans on toast is delicious. Okay, both arms exist. One just doesn't work well. Okay. Peaches on toast. I've heard of peaches on toast. I think my grandmother used to do it.
Heading level 1. The day I went blind and thought August 4th, 2018.
Where's the rest
Stephen
of the
Ricketts.
story?
Image. He thought his life. Mr. Ricketts could not do it, but now, age 50, Mr. Ricketts could not do anything for himself and would put peaches on toast, mistakenly thinking they were beans. But now, aged 53, he has founded a bowls club for the visually impaired and wants to help others. As an exhibition by photographer Ray Hobbs focuses on how the Men's Sheds charity has helped people who are lonely and isolated, Mr. Ricketts shares his story. You are currently on an image caption and exhibition.
Lowly and isolated? I don't think I've ever had something so insulting said about being blind. Lowly and isolated. Beans are good, yes. Shut up, Blue Jay. This is fucking infuriating. Lowly and isolated?
Stephen Ricketts. Image. Image copy. Ray Hobbs. Image caption. An exhibition by photographer Ray Hobbs focuses on how the Men's Sheds charity has helped people who are lonely and isolated.
Oh, lonely
currently
and
on a text-
isolated. Okay, but still.
End of image cap. Going blind was sudden, unexpected, and horrific. It left me feeling totally alone and breaking down in tears constantly. At the time, I had a job I had done for 33 years and loved. I was a commercial tire fitter, based in Swansea and traveling out to the countryside, to farms, businesses, Joe Public. You are currently on it, but there was this one moment in 2014, during a job in Newport, when I just had this severe headache. It was the king of headaches and felt like someone was taking 6-inch nails, hammering them into my head and then pulling them out. How I finished that job I will never know, but I managed to and drove the van back to Llanelli. You are the next morning, I woke up totally blind. Image caption. There are AMD. Image cap. There are two types of AMD, wet and dry, and Mr. Ricketts had symptoms of both. He was totally blind for 15 weeks, but treatment has helped him regain 20% of his vision. You are
So what had happened if you had succumbed to your ridiculousness and suicided? This is like saying blind people can't paint or take photos. No, exactly. Blind, you are many things. Lonely and isolated are not even close to you. Yeah, thank you, Skep. Not even lonely and isolated. Lonely is usually but a choice you make. Yeah. Oh, I must have been screaming when I did that photography class. I actually take a lot of pictures. They've got some apps that blind people can use to take pictures. And without them, I wouldn't have like half the pictures I do of my kids. Hi, Chadwick.
End of image cap. I had. Link. Age-related macular degeneration. AMD, an eye condition which affects the central part of your retina that is responsible for helping you see clearly. There are a number of possible causes and two types where it develops over different time periods. I had symptoms of both. I had no idea I had something so severe and just thought headaches I had been experiencing were severe migraines. The most frightening part was going to the hospital and the surgeon touching me and I couldn't see it.
That's the most frightening part? Going to the hospital and the surgeon touching you and you couldn't see it. There's a lot more frightening things than that.
It was horrific. I had to learn to wash, cook, shave, even walk the streets.
It was horrific. Yes, you have to learn how to do things. It sucks. Adapting is horrific to you? Adapting is horrific to you. This right here, people, is a prime example of what I'm talking about when I say people would rather die than be blind. When I say that people don't want to hire blind people because of the fear of blindness, this is what I'm talking about. This loneliness and isolated is not due to being blind. If you sit in the corner and cry and push everybody away, that's your choice. Yep, Michelle, exactly. It's okay, Chadwick. That makes me so angry. Fucking horrific, is it? Horrific. Do you know what's horrific? Fucking war is horrific. Fucking rape is horrific. Fucking torturing people is horrific. Fucking having to adapt because you got sick is not horrific. From somebody who has been blind for, like, I know that it was, I know that it must have been terrifying for that man. I'm not going to discount that at all. That had to be terrifying. But you don't fucking need to say that it was horrific. Fucking horrific. Fuck you. I had to learn how to wash and cook and shave and walk the streets. Yes, because you can't fucking be a fucking useless person. Oh dear, you can't see and you had to learn how to do things for yourself. Oh, you poor man. Loneliness and being alone are different. True that, you can still be surrounded by people and be lonely. Yep. What's happening in Gulf City, Navo, is there's a story about a man who lost his sight for 15 weeks. And during that time told his wife to leave him, dove right into the booze and tried to kill himself. And now he has 20% of his vision back. But apparently learning how to do for himself when he went totally blind was horrific to him. Even my eye doctors are like, how the fuck do you put your eye drops in? After 47 years of practice, you get good aim. Yeah. Shall I get the violin for him, VP? Yeah, you know what? He might need it. This is... What's horrific to me is the attitude. The attitude about blindness is horrific to me. And this is... Or what we always say about suicidal people, the ones who talk about it and they never fucking do it. Yeah. There were a couple of stories that I've heard from my orientation instructor that, like, somebody came in to try and replace a cane for a friend, and they asked why the friend didn't come and replace it himself or call ahead to have it ready. And they're like, well, he's blind. He can't use a phone. And everyone's like, what? How old is this person? And they're like, oh, in their 40s. And he can't even, it sucks because his cane is broken. So he can't even get around his house right now. And everyone's like, wait, he uses his cane in his house? What the fuck? Like, I have days that suck balls, but then I sit down and I think about what I have in my life, and I wouldn't change things for anything. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly.
Image caption, Miss Cargarden. Image copy, Cargarden Orna. Image, Stephen Ricketts. Image caption, Mr. Ricketts said the fact he only has 20% of his vision can actually help him to focus better when sanding and crafting items from wood. You are correct.
Oh, what's that? He figured out that he can adapt something, and he's still doing, like, carpentry and woodcrafting and shit. It's almost like blind people can do shit, isn't it? Wait, we have an emo corner? No, but seriously, it's almost like he discovered that blind people are capable of doing things. Isn't that amazing, chat? Isn't that amazing? I have maps in my head of the place that I visit a lot, so when Mom moves the sofa, I find it by walking into it. Yeah. Yes, this is still the suicidal guy. He's discovered that blind people are actually capable of doing things because he does carpentry now and sanding. Isn't that amazing that he discovered that blind people are capable of things? Isn't that awesome?
End of image cap. It was like being reborn. I had to rely on others but felt like I was alone. You are currently... I lost my license, career and told my wife to leave me and find a guy who's complete as I wasn't complete.
And she better not have listened to you.
It put me in a seriously dark place. I hit alcohol and just felt like I had been picked up and pushed in a corner like the naughty boy at school and everyone needed lots of patience with me. You are...
Yes, because you're sitting there drowning your sorrows in a bottle and you told your wife, go find somebody who's complete. Complete? Is he also a blind lawyer? Well, he adopted, so why is he crying? I don't know. If you ever think your life is tough, think about how your life would be in, say, Bali or Somalia or Yemen. Yeah, exactly, Skep. Good morning, Cracked.
List 3 items. Black's link. Help for men struggling with life. Black's link. Loneliness and isolation, significant issues in Wales. Black link. Rural loneliness, end of list. I wasn't mixing with the community. I was in a bubble and couldn't find a way of bursting it. Every day I would cry half a dozen times because I couldn't see the spoon to stir my tea, or I was spilling the water for it. You are...
Yes, that happens when you're blind. You can't see the spoon to stir your tea, and you're gonna spill water. I still spill shit. Are there days where I get annoyed with myself because I'm spilling shit? Yeah, but you can't just sit there and cry. You should never use alcohol as escapism and suicide as the cheater's way out. Yeah. I carve stone. Let's just say my GF freaks out. She thinks I'm gonna lose a finger. Okay, I'll be honest. This is a little like me. I look at myself as sometimes inferior, but I'm by no means a suicidal or a drinker. You know what, Hog Silk? There are some days where I get down on myself for my blindness. There are some days where it's like, why the fuck can't I just run to the grocery store without having to take weeks to learn how to get there and learn how to navigate the parking lot and then learn where the fucking customer service desk is to ask for help to find the food. But then I go, you know what? At least that I have these opportunities to learn these things. At least I live in a country where I'm not shunned if I leave my home because I'm blind. Like it sucks, but sometimes you got and it's okay to have those days where you're like, fuck, this sucks. But you can't fucking let it eat you up. If you don't have to hunt for your dinner every day, then your life isn't that tough. Yeah.
I was opening tins of soup thinking it was custard and pouring it over my pie. You are currently on...
Did you not shake the soup first? That's what I do. I shake cans, and if it's very liquidy, I'm like, okay, that's definitely not that's soup. Yeah. Much harder in Somalia, just saying. Yep.
And I was cooking what I thought were beans to put on my toast, but it would be peaches, and they do not smell nice when you put them on the hob. I found that out.
How could you not smell the peaches before you put them on the hob? And why would you, okay, the fact that your wife listened to you and showed and left you and didn't come around and help you through this, what kind of a dick were you before you went blind? That you were like, okay, leave me for somebody who's not blind. And she was like, okay. Yes, I shake cans. Not pop cans. You don't shake pop cans because those feel different. You know that those are pop cans. You don't shake those. But if you've got like a can of soup, like if you've got 2 cans of soup and one of them is chicken noodle and one of them is vegetable, The vegetable soup is a bit thicker than the chicken noodle soup. So if you shake it, it makes a different sound than the chicken noodle soup would. And if you've got tomato soup and you shake that and it doesn't make a noise, you know it's tomato soup, because tomato soup's just a big gelatinous glop. I hate tomato soup in a can. Peaches go well on pork chops. I like applesauce on pork chops. She can shake her run away. I need a regular cane for long walks. Yeah, it sucks, but it's something I have to deal with. Yeah.
Image caption link bold image copy Facebook / image caption Linelli visually impaired end of image my aim in life was gone. I couldn't work and couldn't communicate, but I was still a human being.
Why couldn't you communicate? Did your eyes stop working and then your mouth stopped working? Why couldn't you communicate?
It came to a head one day when my father-in-law came over and took me for a walk. He put his hand on my shoulder and said, "What do you want, Doc?" I said, "Help," and burst into tears. That's when I got off the alcohol and he started to take me out, and I realized I couldn't just sit alone in the house forever. I went to a men's shed workshop, expecting it to just be sawdust, but there were two men sat on a leather settee eating bourbons and chatting. If it wasn't for that one day, finding out there were other people I could talk to, the suicidal side, I would have done it. I was in such a deep and dark place. Then I offered to help paint the men's shed in Linelli. I was up so close to the wall, it was splashed all over my face. You are currently on a text element. Image caption while then I offered to help paint the men's shed in Linelli. I was up so close to the wall, it was splashed all over my face. Image copy Stephen Rick image caption while the men's sheds movement teaches people to be creative. It is also a social setting where they can get together and chat. End of image. Everyone laughed, but I didn't care. I was starting to bond with people and feel part of something. There were carpenters there who I learned how to do dovetail joints from, and I learned how to French Polish, which meant doors started opening. I now have a workshop in my garage and have made a table, garden ornaments, and a house sign for my neighbors, among other things. You are
See, old man. I'm still stuck in them calling a guy with alcoholism Mr. Ricketts. That's really bugging me. But do you see, buddy? You got over it. You learned things. You can't just, that's fucking aggravating. Seriously, fucking aggravating.
As I learned to cope with my situation, I set up Linelli Visually Impaired Bowls Club as I realized there must be others like me, suffering from depression. Last year we played all over Wales and have got sponsorship as well as raising about 1,800 British pounds a year for travel costs. You are currently on an image caption link image copy Facebook / image caption Linelli Visually Impaired Bowls Club. End of image. We are currently fundraising after being invited to play in a major tournament in Weston-super-Mare. There are now 16 on the team, with 2 totally blind and nobody having more than 40% vision. For 15 weeks, I was totally blind, but after operations and injections, I regained 20% of my sight. Luckily, despite asking her to leave me, my wife, Tracy, stayed with me, and after needing help, I now want to help people myself. You are currently—
Oh, good. I was gonna say, I don't think, what kind of wife would leave you like that? Thankfully, she didn't listen to your ridiculousness. Hi, Aries C. Lamb is yummy. So yeah, he figured out that blindness wasn't the end of the world, and his wife didn't listen to his ridiculousness and stayed with him. But listen, you can't just, you cannot let things like this ruin your life. Like, yes, is it terrifying? Yes, I could understand that it would be scary. But you don't need to say things are horrific. Learning how to cook for yourself as a blind person, learning how to shower, learning how to shave, those are not horrific things to do. Why write it in this hit piece way? The world is not all black and white like that. I don't know. A wheelchair race. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. The Iron Buffalo. Nice. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, those are the stories I have for you today. I know that Gunfox has been bombing Discord with news stories during the stream, so I'll have plenty to look at for tomorrow. And tomorrow is not only a guest day where I'm having my my best friend from school coming on. I'm also going to have my 4-year-old home tomorrow because it's a professional development day at school. So yeah, you'll hear the 4-year-old in the background. So that should be an interesting day. If there's yeah, because of Gunfox, I had to mute the news channel. Oh dear. So hope to see everybody back here tomorrow for 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Please remember to like and share the stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you are able to, the Streamlabs link and Patreon link are in the description. And thank you so much for coming and listening to me rant and rave. If you do find news stories you want me to read and you are in the Discord, you can drop them in the News for the Coffee stream channel. Or if you follow me on Twitter, you can send them to the hashtag BlindPressReads, and I will send them to myself in DMs, and we will do some news. Oh, what's up, Simply Speaking? What's your wrap-up question? You won't be here tomorrow, Jean-Pierre. Or Jacob. Okay, that's fine. Do I have a server? Yes. Does it have gay ops? No. Tell Monkey to stop streaming during your time. I thought he would be done by now. What's your wrap-up question there, Simply Speaking? See you, Skep. Simply, what's your question? I'm waiting. Okay, so no, I don't necessarily interpret. I just like feeling hot and cold. Like, do you mean like um feeling like the body heat of somebody, or feeling when the sun is off? Like, I don't. It's okay. Yes, you may. Hold on. Let me just hold on. So I can tell when I feel the heat of the sun on me, or like I don't know. It's just a normal feeling. Like, I don't really interpret it any different. Um Invite members. So yeah, I don't really there's no really special thing that um makes you feel hot and cold differently, if I am interpreting your question correctly. And there's the Discord link for Jean-Pierre or anyone else who's not in there. Yeah, I can. Monkey doesn't ever stop streaming. That's true. Um, yeah, I can. I just feel the heat of the sun, or just feel like it's just proximity, right? Like, or yeah. There's nothing really special that helps a blind person tell between hot and cold. Um, but yeah, no, that's a good question, actually. I never really thought about that. Thanks for asking that, simply speaking. Best thing you can do when he is streaming is say, okay, we're going to watch Blind Press. You should come too, monkey. Nice one, Pink Hollow. Love it. So here we go, guys. Discord link is in the chat. Thank you all for coming out and listening to me. We will be back tomorrow bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern. And remember, on Saturday is the Star Trek Voyager pilot stream, where we'll be talking about the pilot episode of Star Trek Voyager and probably the entire series, because that's how we get. Thank you all for coming. Please have a great day. You have tools for hot and cold. I'm old school. I use my finger. So do I. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Stay safe out there. We'll see you all tomorrow.